Good morning everyone. This is the fourth video regarding transformation of sentences. Already we have completed three parts. First part consists of assertive, interrogative, exclamatory and imperative. Second one we discussed affirmative and negative, and we have also discussed degree of comparison. And today the time has come where we will discuss the basic part of active passive voice. Now this one as transformation of sentence we will discuss. Later we will discuss this one in another way as a specific chapter. So this one you have to write down what is going to be spoken, or not everything which are important. You have to justify which are important and which are not to be written. Some things you have to understand. So everything we cannot write. So what are needed, those things you have to write. And further you should practice hard using Wren and Martin, and you can also use Joseph, both the books. And if you find any doubt in any of the question, kindly do one thing, kindly you inform me via WhatsApp or via this comment section. I will surely reply you back as soon as possible. Now when you go through this one, at the point you find it difficult, you should inform me. Secondarily, the test will be conducted, that is a revision test. So in order to see how we have perceived this chapter. And one more thing is that this one will provide you example, definition, grammar, English grammar or in grammar of any subject. We should not learn from definition. First we go through examples, then definition. If you learn the example first, if you understand how does it work, it will be easier for you to understand the entire topic, and you can form the definition by your own. So a little suggestion, never memorize anything of grammar. It is structural. Try to understand the structure. It's just like jigsaw puzzle. So understand how to solve it. Memorization will not help you out in understanding grammar. So here you go, and I expect the utmost attention from you. So today's discussion is on active and passive sentences. Normally we speak it active and passive voices. So hardly there is any difference. Active sentence means the subject of the sentence is the doer of the action. He plays football. He is the subject and he is the doer of the action, and the action is playing. Passive sentence means the subject of the sentence is not the doer of the action. In three situations, passive is mandatory: when the subject is unknown, just like example we'll discuss, when the subject is unnecessary to mention, when the speaker wants to hide the subject. He was arrested last night. Here the doer is the police, is hidden in the meaning, and it is unnecessary to mention the subject. Now it is written in passive voice. He was arrested in the last night. Someone arrested him, and obviously it was police. So we can see the term police is hidden here. So in order to hide the subject sometime, we use passive voice. Active and passive voice. Active, what subject does. Passive, the focus is in the action. The important or the emphasis is given on the action more than the subject. I must do it. It must be done by me. While transforming, object, that is non-doer, in the active becomes the subject in the passive. I have done it. It has been done by me. I subject and it is object. In passive it is just the opposite. It has become the subject, doer, and it has become the object, non-doer. And the subject in the active becomes the object. Usually preposition by is used in the passive. Not every time preposition by, sometimes it is to, just like he is known to me, and some others are used, but exemplarily and maximum way what is used, that is by. Tense, active and passive. Present, simple present, active, V1. Just like I play cricket, or I am playing cricket, or they are playing cricket. In passive, it will be little different. It is, am, are. Just like I play cricket, cricket is played by me. Next, they play cricket, or they eat mangoes, mangoes are eaten by them. Now every time you have to use V3 form in passive voice. Present continuous, it is going to be is, am, are, then you have to use being. Whether perfect tense, you have to use have been or has been. Again the verb is going to be V3. In all the 4 cases, what you are going to see, that verb is always V3. So be careful of V3, that means past participle you have to use in all the cases. So if it is present in passive, I have to use am, is, are. If it is present continuous, it will be is, am, are, then you have to use one being. Then perfect tense, it should be have been and has been. Next, present perfect continuous, it is student has been. Normally he has been playing, have been playing. So you have to use has been or have been plus being. They have been playing cricket for 3 hours. Cricket has been being played by them for 3 hours. Next, tense, past continuous, perfect, past perfect continuous. It is just as same as the previous one. Have a note of this one. Same thing. If it is simple past, we are going to use was, were. If it is continuous, was, were, then you have to use being. If it is past perfect, then you have to use had been. Past perfect continuous, actually there is hardly any presence of continuous tense in active passive voice, very less. Yet you should know the theoretical option. Tense, active, passive, future. If it is shall will, it is shall be, will be. It is shall be plus ing. He shall be coming here before 2 o'clock. So you have to use shall be, will be plus being. Future perfect, will or shall have been. Have a note of this one. When the doer is unknown, by plus object is not used. My watch was stolen. I don't know who has stolen my watch. So here the doer who did the action is unknown. So there is object, there is there is object in the sentence. So my watch was stolen. So someone stole my watch. So here better to use passive form. So whenever the object is unknown, it is better to use passive form. Often in notice writing we use passive form because those who are interested, students are requested, okay, because specifically I don't know who is going to be that. So it is better to use passive form if the object is unknown. In some cases, when the object is in active, is a material of or substance, by preposition is not used. We should use with. Got gas filled the kitchen. The kitchen is filled with gas. It should not be by. Basically, something non-living thing is used. The time we need to use write in this way. So we should use with instead of by. Sometimes there are 2 objects, non-doers in active sentences. He teaches us English. English and us both are object and non-doers. Us, English, both are object. So English is taught to us by him. That one you can write. We are taught English by him. Both are correct. We often think which one is correct. Both are correct in that case. So sometime we may get 2 objects with infinitives. Let us come to the example. He made me laugh. I was made to laugh. He saw a mango fall. A mango was seen to fall. I want to do it. It is wanted to be done by me. So you have to be very careful with infinitives. Next. So what you have to write? Active it will be 2 plus V1 and passive it should be 2 plus B plus V3. Active, it is written 2 plus V1, I am repeating, and passive what you have to use 2B plus V3. I want to do it, to do it, and in passive to be done. Interrogative sentences. Do, did, does in active sentences becomes is or was, were in passive sentences. Example, do you want it? Passive, it is wanted by you. Question statement with auxiliary verb in active sentences. Can they solve this? Can this be solved by them? WH question, what sentence? What do you want? What is wanted by you? So there are three types of interrogative terms we have. One is using the do verb, one is using the auxiliaries, and another one is using WH. If it is do, you have to use is or was, were. if it is going to be auxiliary or modal auxiliary, if it is written modal auxiliary, can, so it will be can, then subject, then be. If it is WH, so you have to use WH in passive. Imperative sentence, this is very easy and the easiest of all. So passive interrogative begins with let, just like let plus subject plus be plus V3. Let her to wait here. Let her be told to wait here. Close all the gates. Let all the gates be closed. In case of advice, we can write in another way. Take medicine on time. Medicine should be taken on time. You can better to write. We can write that let the medicine be taken on time, but better to use medicine should be taken on time. Multiple clauses. In case of it is or there is, the first clause remains unchanged and the rest changes according to structure. It is time to change our home. It is our home to be changed. It is time our home to be changed. There is no time to lose. There is no time to be lost. So first term subject we will keep unchanged. Next, in case of compound sentences, they draft application and type them. Applications are drafted and typed. Taking a new verb. He reads 2 hours. 2 hours are taken in reading by them. Universal rule. The sun rises in the east. It is said that the sun rises in the east.